Like,
Well,
all right. Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started because we do have a meeting after this one. We need to do a quick room change. So good morning. Welcome to the Kane County Ad Hoc Opioid Settlement Fund Committee meeting for Thursday, May 1st, 2025. Take roll, please.
Payne,
Here.
Mosser, Silva,
Silva's here.
Strathman, Isaacson.
Present.
You have an in-person quorum?
Thank you. I do not have any remote attendance requests. So I would look for a motion to approve the minutes for November 7th.
Strathman would ask for unanimous approval of the minutes from November 7th, 2024.
Any comments? All right. And moving on to public comment, we have one speaker signed up today, Mr. Adam Pauley.
Well, thank you, Mr. Director or Chairman today. My name's Adam Pauley. I'm the president of our regional school board. I'm also on our local 708 mental health board and the overdose task force as well. And I will also be joining the overdose fatality review advisory board. It's going to be a very good group of people that they do exactly what we are supposed to be doing, which is reviewing cases and trends and conditions, and then working to fix those things. And that's exactly what we should be doing here. And I'm really looking forward to that. And it is an honor and a privilege to work with the visionary leaders at our health department and our stakeholders. They are Director Isaacson, Michelle Myers, and many others. Those brave and bold individuals who ask, what if, with our social safety net. They are the leaders and innovators that look at these things, not just as they are now, but also as they could be. And they're doing a heck of a good job. And I know once the data starts coming out, I'm sure that will corroborate that. And we're gonna continue to do this good work. And I thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words, Mr. Pauley. Thank you for all your advocacy, especially in the rural area. Really appreciate all you do to raise awareness about opioid issue. Moving on to new and unfinished business, I'd look for a motion for the first resolution.
Silva moves. Strathman will second.
Great. Discussion? Yeah.
Ms. Mosser did sign up.
Oh, okay. I do have a remote request from Ms. Mosser. Looks like she has a work conflict. Any issues with her joining the meeting remotely? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Well, welcome to the meeting, State's Attorney Mosser.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
So for that resolution, I abstained from a motion on that one only because the money is coming back to the sheriff's office. So this will be to recoup funds for the first quarter of 2025 for our 2 lab techs and the lab director.
So this is something that we already approved in 2024 as an allowable expense. Any questions?
I just have a statement, Chair. I would like to say that in my short time in office, I've gotten to know both Sarah and Tim very well, and I think they're worth their weight in gold. Not only are they objective and knowledgeable, but they have a very caring attitude, and I, for one, stand strongly in approving this and hope that they continue to work with us for a long time to come. They keep us on our toes and they bring a wealth of knowledge. And I think with their help, we will be able to achieve the goals that we have set for ourselves. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well said.
Thank you.
All right. So this is just for the record, it's $211,699.04.
That's correct.
And can we do roll call, please?
Payne,
Abstain.
Mosser,
Yes.
Silva,
Yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Isaacson.
Yes.
Passes.
Great. And I'd entertain a motion for the second resolution?
Silva moves.
Strathman will second.
And discussion?
So this is a final project layout for the build out of our forensics lab. So we know that Tim and Sarah have been working out of basically closets around our office to get us off the ground and get us headed in the right direction. This will be the final funding for the full build out of the larger area in the sheriff's office that will host drug testing, especially opioids, fentanyl. We will have rapid DNA testing in there as well. We are planning to use funds from Congressman Foster's grant for equipment that's not opioid related. And so the way this works, because this money has to go towards mitigation of opioid use, is that not only will we be doing these testing for enforcement purposes and investigative purposes, but we'll also be sharing all of this data that comes out of this lab with all of the area police departments, the health department, and some of our task forces that deal directly with community support when it comes to that mitigation again. So this is a first of its kind in Kane County. We've been working on this for about 2 years to get it to this point and to have this final quote, which we're very comfortable with. I was pretty scared when I first saw the numbers come in, but the total for that one for this resolution is $1,227,000 in construction costs to get everything that we need to be so they can have a proper forensics lab.
Great, thank you. Any questions? I will just first, broader context, I should have said this earlier. Our current balance on the opioid fund is $2,586,254.82. And out of that, we have allocated, and I'm not including expenses that we approved today, we've allocated $667,220.34. So that leaves us a total unallocated amount of $1,919,034.43. And new money does come in. Again, just for people who may not know, we don't always know how much money we're getting because checks just show up as settlements with the various organizations are finalized. So we've had a pretty good quarter in terms of money coming in. I do see State Attorney Mosser.
Thank you. ASA Frank, I think there was a modification that I have two things. So one is that modification that you mentioned in the email that you sent us. Is that correct?
Yes, essentially you just need to go through the appropriation process through the county board like we did for Lighthouse because it's a third party vendor. And then that way the money can be allocated or appropriated over to, it sounds like it's going to be the sheriff's office. And then either the sheriff or the county board designee needs to be the person that signs the contracts ultimately. So we can make that change and we can also work with the county board to get that through if needed.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm hoping everybody got the very long email from ASA Frank in regards to this. This is something that is concerning because I am aware that right now no information has been shared to the health department, and that is part of the justification for the abatement. So this is going to be something that's likely to be flagged to the state. The state could look at it. If the state ultimately rejects this, then that's something that we would have to pay this money back. Now, I am in full support of this. I'm going to say that I am going to vote yes for this, but I need everybody on this committee to understand that if this is going to happen, then that reporting requirement has to occur and it has to start. It should have already been going on because we have to do that justification of abatement. And if the health department is not aware where overdoses are happening, how then are we really complying with what we're supposed to do? So I just want to add that in there, that this full compliance needs to be done. We will work with the sheriff's office to make sure that this is in fact going on, that the health department is receiving this information. And obviously we'll work with the state if for some reason they flag this as something that's objectionable.
Great, thank you. And Strathman?
Yes. Could you just tell me what the balance is of what we've not allocated.
Sure. What we have not allocated is $1,919,034.43.
Thank you.
So, and then I have three changes. I just want to affirm that I heard correctly. So we will move this through the, if it passes, move it through the appropriate or the county process. So the next committee would be,
So this resolution wouldn't go through normal course. It would be a separate resolution that simply appropriates the money and designates someone to be able to sign for contracts as it relates to this. While they gave you expenditure ability, they didn't give you signer authority, nor did they give you appropriation authority. So those need to be done. And we can change this resolution as needed, as long as that the board generally understands that's what we'll be making the changes to this resolution. We can do it after the fact.
okay. So we'll change the signature and then work on the reporting and then we'll be.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Dr. Silva?
Thank you. Back to what State's Attorney Mosser said, I think that was a very important comment. And I just want to make sure that I understand it correctly, being a new coroner. Is there anything that the coroner's office can do to provide more information, State's Attorney Mosser, to the health department? We are working on providing data with them, and I actually have to speak to Mr. Frank a little bit more because I'm seeing some glitches, but want to make sure that we do report accurately so that we can mitigate any questions that we may have sooner. So if there's anything specific that you can think of, State's Attorney Mosser, that the coroner's office can do, please feel free to let me know.
I will definitely do that. And I have been in contact with people within the health department about the data that you're sharing. So I think we're well on the way with what we need to do. So, but we'll continue to monitor this.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, Sheriff Hain, or comments?
Just a point of order for John. Since this is for the purpose of the sheriff's office, state's attorney's office, and coroner's office, can I vote on this? Otherwise, the three of us.
Yeah,
shouldn't be
none
voting.
of you have a personal pecuniary interest, so there's no actual conflict. It would be, if anything, an appearance of impropriety conflict, but the fact is you're voting on stuff that the health department's going to also receive. The only person that would technically be would be Cheryl. So no, I think you guys, all of you can vote on this.
We can send stuff to her too, just so it's all even. So,
Yeah, just so you know, for conflict purposes, it's only if you in your personal capacity had like a financial interest in it, then there's a real issue.
Okay.
any other questions or comments?
We just need somebody to make a motion for the amendment.
Okay.
Kind of as I generally instructed is maybe the way to phrase it.
I would move to amend as ASA Frank generally said.
I second that.
Can we get a vote on the amendment?
Hain,
Yes.
Mosser,
Yes.
Silva, Strathman,
Yes.
Isaacson.
Yes.
Is amended.
Final vote? All right.
Hain,
Yes.
Mosser,
Yes.
Silva,
Silva, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Isaacson.
Yes.
Passes.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Now I'd look for a motion to discuss the third resolution.
I motion, Hain.
Second, Strathman.
Great. This is a resolution approving opioid settlement revenue expenditures for court services. So again, this is another project where we had allocated $350,000. They have submitted expenses totaling $11,809.25. So I have passed around the details of that. I've reviewed it and it all looks in line with what we approved.
Mr. Chair, was there ever an actual resolution sent over for review? Like, did anyone, I see it says not attached. Did anyone ever actually send over a resolution?
Oh, no, probably not.
Upside is
Okay.
we kind of anticipated that might have been the case. So I'm going to send over a resolution to Blair.
Perfect.
Blair, could you pull it up?
Good man. And yeah, we can have a template for these expenses that we've already approved that we can just use every time. Is that allowable then?
It's, a template would be good. I would be careful though. We'll make it a very general, vague template so that way it can be modified as needed. I just sent it to you, Blair, so whenever it gets there. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Chair, while we're waiting, after this, I just have one quick thing I want to talk to the board about.
Okay, great. All right, so the resolution is up. Anything you want to highlight on this?
No, we made a very boilerplate generic one,
Perfect.
which is what just allows it to be formally approved. I don't know specifically what they were asking for. I think we did the full 350,000. If they're not asking for the full 350, then we probably need to make an amendment. But it looks like we wrote not to exceed. So we could probably go ahead and give me 1 second. I think we did an attachment for you. If you scroll down, Blair, for me for just 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's not to exceed.
Yeah, and so if you look, we did an Exhibit A. So the thing that they attached, we will incorporate it as Exhibit A. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. No, this is sufficient. Thank you. So yeah, we'll incorporate what they submitted to you, which is, what was the total amount, Mr. Chair?
$11,809.25.
Okay, so that's now incorporated into the resolution. So if you guys want to take a vote on it, you can.
And then for process, just for future, can we use the same resolution for the next time for the same project?
For this project, yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right. Questions? Otherwise, we can go to a vote.
Hain,
Haynes, yes.
Foster,
Yes.
thank you. Silva,
Silva, yes.
Strathman,
Yes.
Isaacson.
Yes. All right, thank you. SAO Frank.
Thank you. Kind of the appropriation part to the build out that will be having to happen. Part of the reason for that is because this committee does not actually have a budget. Which means that every year that the county board goes and creates a budget, they're not actually allocating the money that's there for you. And so one of the things I would recommend for a future thing to think about is setting an actual budget, which is very generic. So it just basically allows the county board to appropriate all the monies that come in to this board to then go ahead and expend. It'll save you from having to go to the board each time you try to spend money that's not going to be simply a budget transfer. So something to think about. Like I said, super quick now, we can deal with it later, but I wanted to bring it back up again because I know it was considered before, but you really all should think about it because otherwise, it's now going to delay this out another month while we get the appropriation stuff. Whereas this could have been started immediately. So just something to think about.
Is it appropriate if we project, is it wise to project a higher number, not knowing what the actual revenue will be in any given year?
So you can always make budget amendments. And so if you get a large dollar settlement that comes in like we did recently, that I think, more than doubled the amount that we had, then you just go do a quick budget adjustment with the county board. But generally speaking, if you have a large dollar number already and you don't think you're going to spend all the way up to that limit, having it budgeted at the beginning of the year just saves you from the extra hassle.
Okay. I'll follow up and we can get that together.
Sure.
Any other questions, comments anybody has? All right, 10:20, we continue to be the most efficient committee. So I look for a motion to adjourn.
Main motions.
Strathman seconds.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All in favor?
Oh, do we need to do that for adjournment?
Good work.
Yeah.